Hey, it's Spencer here, and I'm recovering from this super crazy storm that just happened for the last hour here in Montreal, which was extremely necessary because we have had unforgivable sunny days for literally 3 weeks. Just heat because it's Montreal in Canada, humidity and sun. And for someone like me, with how I feel my physiology responds to these things, I found it unbearable. All that sun, all that heat, not being able to cuddle with my lover at night because we are too fucking sticky. Ugh! But for some reason, I really thrive when it rains. Not in the sense that like I'm soaked and that's uncomfortable, but I don't know, I have these perpetually clammy hands that soften in rain. I really don't know why. It's so bizarre, but this is what's going on. So thankfully it has rained because we need that contrast. And speaking of contrast, here are some things going on today. I live in an apartment where my girlfriend and I have decided not to have Wi-Fi. It's just something that works for us. We've done it for like she's been doing it for longer because she had an apartment before me. We're doing it for 2 years and it's really no problem. No Wi-Fi, no problem. You get a lot more done at home, and I can make a separate video about that altogether. So when I do want to use Wi-Fi, I go to cafes. But recently, in the last few months, I've greatly reduced my caffeine intake. Like teas exclusively and coffee almost never. And I feel so much better because I'm a person who, I may have never consumed alcohol. Again, I've made a video about this, so you could watch my video about not drinking a sip of alcohol ever in my life. But I have had a huge crutch with coffee, the caffeinated beverage. And just by the way, if you find I'm behaving bizarrely, it's because I'm caffeinated right now on coffee. I developed in my teens a lot of my social skills around being caffeinated. So a lot of people like to celebrate me for being this sober person, but you know, sobriety is debatable. Drugs and supplements are all debatable. I find, you know, I've had people say like me taking magic mushrooms and being open about it is problematic. I actually find coffee is more of a drug than magic mushrooms, like more of a drug, more of a stimulant. So I've greatly reduced my caffeine intake. But when I want to use Wi-Fi, because I live in an apartment that has no Wi-Fi, what I do is I go to cafes. And I'm a person that with my dollars, I really don't like paying for tea because it's like the same price as coffee and all I'm really getting is hot water. And that upsets me. So I find this like compromise I make once in a while is I'll just buy an espresso and sit with that espresso for hours catching up with Wi-Fi things. I do this like maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. So I'm caffeinated, and I want to talk about more contrast, okay? So here I lead a life where I'm not often on coffee, but I am currently on coffee. Here I lead a life where for the past 3 weeks it's been extremely uncomfortably sunny, and now it's rained and I feel relaxed, and that's super nice. And it just stopped raining, so I thought, why not make a video in the clearing that I'm experiencing right now, and of course the mental clearing because the caffeine is filtering out my system. I tried to make a video earlier, but it was a very jittery, like I couldn't. I was very jittery. And partly why I was jittery was not just being high on coffee, but it was also a comment I read on the internet, and I want to talk about that. It was such a little like comment. A lot of you follow me because I made the infamous Real Social Dynamics video, Feminist Reveals Shocking Truth about Pickup Artist Seminar. And a lot of people, because I made that video, recognize me in the RSD seminars being Spenny, being that girl. And I'll read the comments in RSD videos, their actual videos, and I'll see that people recognize me in the comments. And I think that's kind of cool. I made myself iconic enough that like in this little niche community, people actually know who I am. And when I go to these free tours in real life, people are excited to meet me and people know who I am. And it's such an interesting feeling. It's like I'm this very niche, iconic character in this niche community, super niche, but I'm someone with a name. Either I'm Spenny or I'm that girl who, hey, didn't you make that video? That's what I get a lot. So RSD Free Tour released their free tour from New York City this past June 2017, which I attended with my girlfriend and her little brother, and it was a lot of fun. And you see in the intro of the video that I hug Owen. I hug him because I'm a repeat guest, and I'm a repeat guest because I had the 1 year all access hot seat thing that expires basically right now. So I'm not actually going to free tours anymore, but I'm in this video. And someone commented, I saw like 2 hours ago back at the cafe when I was high on coffee, someone commented, why, something along the lines of like, why is that girl with a penis at every seminar or something like that? And I saw that and I was like, oh, that is definitely me, because there are no other girls in this video, no other apparent women in this video, and it's me, and I'm always at the seminars, so I must be the girl with a penis. And I was like, whatever. But even though I went, whatever, I realized after like scrolling through comments, I like to read comments, including my own and other people's, I realized that I don't know how to reanimate this, but I was sitting in my seat like so weird and tense, so uncomfortable. And thankfully, it only took me a few moments to recognize that I was physically uncomfortable, even though I had mentally moved on. And I had to be like, okay, sit in it. What is it? Stop and just realize, what is it? Just try to diagnose it, basically. Okay, I think it was the woman penis comment that really upset me. Okay. Yeah, just kind of wiggle it up. Oh, fuck. And I felt really bad. Now, it's not just the comment itself that made me feel bad, and honestly, like, that's probably this weird pain body I don't quite understand from my childhood of being bullied, growing up for being this sort of androgynous tomboy whose name is also Spencer. That didn't make things easier. Often growing up, people would ask, are you a boy or a girl? Because when you're a child, you don't really develop these characteristics that are quite masculine or feminine that comes with puberty. So I'm kind of just this neutral looking thing wearing my brother's clothes, and my name is Spencer. If maybe my name was Jessica, people would just think, oh, it's that tomboy named Jessica. But no, I was often really questioned, like, what the fuck are you? And I'm like, shit, I don't know. Gender's a very, very obscure thing, but I'm a woman. However, I'm sure that whole childhood of enduring being Spencer and having to explain myself and what I am or what I might be, even though who the fuck cares because I'm a kid, that's probably a pain body I carry. So I think what really upset me upon realizing that I was completely locked in coping upon reading this public comment that had 6 thumbs up upon the time I was reading, I was like, oh shit, 6 thumbs up. No, people are supporting this troll. No. What really upset me was thinking about how it did get to me. Like, content aside, let's be honest, content aside, but how it did get to me. Like, I have enough time to spare that I'm reading these comments, and if someone mentions that maybe I'm a woman who possesses a dick, like the most juvenile insult ever towards an androgynous person or woman, if that got to me, I don't know, what does that mean? Because I watch these videos where people like Gary Vaynerchuk, who talk so much about their self-esteem that they acquired from their mother's unconditional love, and say, you could throw any comment at me, any sort of verbal assault, and I will not be affected by it, not for a second. And I listen to these people and I think, if I'm not like that, am I fucked up? Am I flawed? Is something wrong with me? Because I am sensitive. I'm very resilient, of course. When I read this comment about me potentially having a penis and getting 6 thumbs up, so silly, like in retrospect. But when I realized how tense I was resilient. I went into my body. I diagnosed the situation. I said, that's a pain body. Okay, let's deal with this. Let's take care of myself as I have been for years. I really hope that the train passing by doesn't affect the audio. I know I'm mic'd, so hopefully it won't be too bad. Thank you for still watching this. I breathe through it. I go for a walk. I get soaked in the rain. You know, all of the, let's just let it pass. All right, it's not so loud anymore. All of the physiological things I need to do to get over some sort of tension in my body, and I survived, so I'm resilient. But I'm not Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm not some super duper stellar, composed individual who has optimum self-esteem levels where you could say all of the worst things to them and they are completely okay. I'm not that person. So am I fucked up? Is something wrong with me? Actually though, in my comments, let me know, is something wrong with me? Should I be concerned? Because after like healing from my little pain body trigger, after releasing it, relaxing, breathing, understanding who I am, understanding why I would be triggered, knowing at the end of the day that I am me and I'm so fucking happy to be me, and everyone else is everyone else, so what? And when people make weird comments on the internet, I have no idea like what's going on with those people. They're probably not doing too well, or maybe they're really funny, because it was also kind of a funny comment. Okay? But yeah, I get sensitive. And when I released the infamous video that is over 100K views, I have like at least 1,000 negative comments. And when I was receiving all those every single day, like sometimes I'd cry. I'm sensitive. I'm not bulletproof. And my sentiment is for this video, which of course they're always longer than 10 minutes, even if I don't want that, is I want to share with anyone out there, because I feel like I would attract a certain type of audience. I feel like I'm attracting more of what I am. And if you're like me, maybe you're a little more on the sensitive side. Just meaning not that you're like a fucking crybaby who's whiny and this and that. I don't feel like a whiny crybaby at all, but I still would call myself a sensitive person. I would call myself more on the introverted spectrum, where I get more in my head. I feel things deeply. Like every negative comment on the internet towards me about Feminist Reveal Shocking Truth about the Pickup Artist Seminar got to me, hurt me, and I healed from it. But I wasn't initially bulletproof. And actually, one of the activities we do at Hot Seats, or we have done at Hot Seats with RSD, is to get a partner, stand face to face with them while they get in your head and just yell all of the meanest shit at you. And you know what? I'm pretty good at most activities we do in RSD, but I'm the fucking worst at that one. Like I'm like trembling, and the worst part is that I'm trying not to tremble, because I inherently think that feeling sensitive and feeling triggered by these things is a weakness and is wrong. But why I'm making this video is that I want to challenge, maybe it's not so weak to just own up to our vulnerabilities. Maybe it's not so bad to share on the internet that my random pain body, probably again accumulated from childhood, is being accused of being some sort of man-woman. What is so wrong with sitting with our vulnerabilities and laughing about them and getting over them, sort of shaking it through our body and moving the fuck on? But I am not initially bulletproof. So am I fucked up? Is something wrong with me? Am I weak? Am I a lesser being? Will I not survive in this world because for the first few minutes of a negative attack, I actually feel it? Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what kind of people are watching my videos. What kind of people watch my videos to the 12-minute and 56-second mark? What kind of people are you? Are you the people that would be affected by some sort of dimwit internet comment? Are you that kind of person? Or do you think that all of the things I'm saying is completely unrelatable, and you are more like Gary Vaynerchuk, who claims he is bulletproof and you could say anything to him and he doesn't feel shit because he knows he's up here. He feels he's up here. I don't relate to that. So let me know. I want to know what kind of people are watching my videos. How do you feel about this message? And how would you feel if I said you have a dick? Probably a lot of you watching do have a dick. All right. Thank you so much for watching again. If this rant was a little like, just mind you, I'm on coffee and that is a fucking crazy drug. So I will see you soon.